Janette Garin naglabas ng sama ng loob sa ABS-CBN. Hello mga katropa! Welcome back to PH Happenings Channel, kung saan nag-a-upload kami ng mga lehitimong istorya o kaganapan sa ating bansa. Narito ang buong video.
They are the same scientists, Filipino scientists, that did polio. They are the same scientists who did the vaccine on measles. They are the same scientists who are actively developing the vaccine on HIV. They are now the same scientists being tapped to develop COVID vaccine. Pero ando dun yung takot, ando dun yung kaba. Kasi alam nila kahit magaling sila sa larangan ng kalusugan, pagdating po sa media, wala po silang panahon na makipagkape-kape at mag-PR sa inyo kasi wala silang kakayanan at wala po silang ganun kalawak na oras para gawin yon. To Mr. Katibak, whom I respect so much, I hope you can answer my question truthfully, honestly, and as a Filipino. Ginamit niyo po ba ang Dengvaxia para mapalapit at akala niyo ay mapapalapit kayo kay Pangulong Duterte by hitting the previous administration?
Hindi po, Your Honor.
Will you commit that you conduct an investigation? By the way, Mr. Chair, pasensya na lang po. I remember, I tried to always erase this on my mind because I don't want to be a bitter person. But I remember when I was heavily challenged as a doctor and I was criticized because I'm from the province and I'm not from Manila. I accepted all of that. But what pained me is that you gave me an instance to answer before DZMM. At doon po natuwa ako. Dahil in-interview ako, nung umagang yun, nagbigay ako ng sagot at sabi ko, I will prioritize this. I will answer this. Because with all the controversies, I have to rush. We had to rush my father to the hospital dahil na-stroke siya sa sama ng loob. And when that happened, ang sabi ko sa sarili ko, talaga naman pala na dapat hangaan ko yung ABS-CBN. Because after all the months of the lies and the unfairness, you gave me 30 minutes of time in DZMM to be interviewed. At doon ko sinabi ang buong katotohanan. But when I reached the hospital bed of my father who was being transported to the ICU, he was looking at the TV, he was crying, and he was telling me, ano yung nangyayari? Because on your TV Patrol News, it was all over the headline, Garin apologizes to Dengvaxia parents. I did everything to call your station. I was in touch with all the people that we can call dun sa mga numerong ibinigay nyo. Kasi hanggang sa ANC, paulit-ulit yon. At ang sabi ko, pwede bang wag nyo na munang ibalita yon? Because it's not true. And I told them, just give me time. Para lang yung tatay ko, mamatay man siya o makasurvive man siya, hindi niya dalhin sa pagkamatay niya yung sama ng nararamdaman niya. Because he heard me when I was being interviewed. And if you can prove in that interview that I did apologize for the Dengvaxia program, I will immediately resign from Congress. Napupudpud na po yung daliri namin. Kasama ko yung aking mga kapatid at nanay sa kakatawag. But it fell on deaf ears. It fell on deaf ears. I just wanted to ask you, at isa lang po yung tanong namin. Ang sabi namin, when did you have that interview on TV Patrol? Naka-headline pa. And your people were telling me, ay hindi po. This is from the management. This is from the management. Mr. Chair, distinguished colleagues, I will not be personal on this. It is enough for me that what happened to me will not happen to other doctors. I might be privileged enough because I have my mandate and the people in my district who have known me. and who will not believe in the lies, even if it will be ABS-CBN peddling this. But I am worried that if this will be done again to the other doctors and the other scientists or to the patients who are discriminated, ano po ba ang laban nila? And as a member of this august body, I look at it as my extreme responsibility that your management should not allow this to happen. Sir, Hams, please review my interview in BZMM. I can give you a tape. And then go into TV Patrol on the same day. You had that news item repeated for straight 3 days. At ang sagot nyo lang sa akin, ganun eh. Yun yung instruction ng management, we heard you. I even asked, when did TV Patrol interviewed me? Because I was just in the hospital taking care of my father who felt very bad that the TV station that he looked up to since he was young was the same TV station who will be an instrument. I have a few people who were not happy. If you are part of the executive, when you become a secretary, a member of the cabinet, you cannot please everybody. There are tough decisions that you have to make. And there were a lot of tough decisions that I had to make because we had to cleanse DOH from corruption. There were a lot of tough decisions we had to make at FDA. At marami po kaming ginawang desisyon para linisin ang PhilHealth. But if your TV station will be allowed to be an instrument of a few people who would like to be appointed, or a few people who would like to win in an election, or of a few people who are not really experts but who are pretending to be experts, or a few people who will get back at us because their businesses were ruined because we have to put systems. Ngayon, ang dami nagrereklamo sa DOH. But did you ask them why they cannot move? Because they are afraid of ABS-CBN. Gustong-gusto ng mga doktor na gumalaw. Gustong-gusto ng DOH na gumalaw. Pero bawat galaw nila, bawat desisyon, bawat gawin nilang tama, ang bukang bibig nila, baka malindon lisoy kami. I do hope, Mr. Chair, distinguished colleagues, that the management of ABS-CBN will look into this. Kasi kung mabigyan po natin sila ng prangkisa, at narinig ko po sa ilang kasamahang natin, ayaw natin mawalan ng trabaho ang ating mga kababayan. Ayaw nating ipitin ang isang malaking negosyante. We are all one with this. But if protecting a business conglomerate would mean tolerating the lies on public health, would mean tolerating the fake experts that you continuously interview on your station, then we have to stand up. Even if we lose this vote, I have to stand up. I have to convey the sentiments of our doctors, because not every doctor is given the privilege to sit in Congress. Not every doctor is privileged to be a mother. And as a mother, and as a legislator, and as a vaccinologist, I can sacrifice my political post if only I have to stood up by the Hippocratic oath that I have always agreed upon. At patuloy ko pong tatayuan at gagawin ang nararapat para sa mga bakuna dahil vaccination saves lives. And now we are in this mess. Now we are in this pandemic. This pandemic is already a big problem. Pero ang hindi nasasabi, for once in the history of vaccination, when measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine was ruined because of a fake expert who went to the US, who is from the UK, ano po ang ginawa ng UK? Ano po ang ginawa ng Amerika? Ano po ang ginawa ng mga media? They came out with the truth. And that doctor, tinanggalan ng lisensya. Pero dito sa atin, pag merong gustong magpasikap, gustong magpa-appoint, all you have to do is approach a reporter from your station, befriend him, and then they will have the luxury of time, the luxury of a big conglomerate, the luxury of being called an expert simply because you allowed them to be. Mr. Chair, distinguished colleagues, even up to this point of time, I still don't know whether to vote yes or no. I'm still thinking. My vote might just be one vote. Maliit lang po ito. But it is enough for me that if ever we grant them the renewal of their franchise, all of this should be looked into by ABS-CBN. Because when you manage a corporation, success is not measured by money. Success is measured by the real difference that you give to our people. Not the difference that you mouth on the presentations that you make, but the difference that in your conscience you have. To the family of Asek Lyndon Lee Sui, I know that no words, nor even an apology can ABS-CBN can bring back his life. But when he died, defending himself, being very bitter, all that I can say is that maybe God has His purpose, and maybe the Committee on Good Government and the Committee on Legislative Franchises should be a very vital instrument. That big as you are, when you grow bigger and you grow bigger and you grow bigger, you always have to remember that at one point, you will never grow big if before God's eyes, you will be part of continuous public health lies. So I do hope that people who will be speaking before your station are real experts. And again, my last appeal. Please do not focus on personalities. Kami pong mga doktor, malaking bangayan kung saan ka nag-aral. Kung galing ka sa ganito, kung galing ka sa ganito, ikaw ba'y taga Manila, ikaw ba'y taga probinsya. That is why in some countries and in many countries, the Secretary of Health, the Minister of Health is a non-doctor. Because the countries do that so that the sitting Ministry of Health will be neutral, no biases. But if you get a certain person, and that certain person dictates whom to interview, what to say, what to put on the news, then you do injustice to the people who have probably refused her or refused him at one point in their lives. You now become part of a bigger virus we call fake news and public health misinformation. Maraming salamat po, Mr. Chairman.
Maraming salamat, Congresswoman Garin.
Salamat nga pala sa panonood mga katropa. Hit like and subscribe naman dyan. Hit nyo rin yung notification bell para updated ka sa mga bago naming videos.